Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Attic Podcast. My name is Robertini De'Source, and I am a music producer. Yes, you heard that right. My name is Robertini De'Source. I'm repeating that because Robertini is actually a first full name, and we'll definitely get into that later in this podcast episode. So for now, I can't wait to get into what I'm going to be talking about for today's episode, and more importantly, what this podcast is about. It's going to be really fun, and I can't wait to get started. So let's hop right into it.
This is from the source, of course.
Okay, really glad that you guys can join in and listen in on the very first episode of the Attic Podcast. And I first would like to begin by kind of giving you guys a basic introduction of who I am, what I'm about, and what I'm trying to do. So, I already mentioned my name, and I basically am a music producer. What I do is I make beats for artists. I also make beats for content creators. I also make beats for TV and sync licensing, and I basically make music in general. My job is to create a beat that somebody can relate to so that they can use it for whatever creative venture that they are trying to do. So that's just basically a breakdown of what I do. Obviously, there are a lot of great music producers out there. If you don't know who or what a music producer is, all you got to do is look at some famous people. So I'll give you guys a couple of examples. One of the examples would be Pharrell Williams. He is a music producer. He's extremely iconic in making some of the most classic songs of all time. And Happy is one of his biggest songs, if not his biggest song right now. Another producer, he's new to the game. Not new, but he's been around and he's been very popular. Metro Boomin. He makes some of the dopest hip hop songs out right now. You have Tay Keith. You have a bunch of producers who are really doing their thing. So I just named 3 very simple producers. There are a whole bunch more out there, but I wanted to just name some that maybe some of you guys are already familiar with. So that's just basically just a breakdown of what I do as a music producer. So with that being said, you guys are probably wondering, am I just going to be talking about music production? Like what is really going on here? Well, first and foremost, before I even get into that, I would also like to explain that I'm pretty new myself to this whole music production game and even this whole podcast game. Yeah, I've been making music for a little while now, but to be honest with you, I've really haven't taken it seriously until maybe the past year or two, and I just want to do this for a living and just create and be able to put people in a position where they can have some sort of music that can really accompany whatever emotion that they're trying to provoke in their creative content. That's really my goal as a music producer. So with that being said, I realized that even though I like producing, I also like other things, and I didn't want to limit myself. I love to be able to put myself in a creative position. So with that being said, I'm going to also be exploring a lot of different, more fun topics. Why? Because I just really like them, to be honest with you. I think they're just really fun. A lot of these things that I will be mentioning in this podcast are things that I really enjoy, and more importantly, they actually inspire me to make the music. This podcast is really going to be about a lot of different things, but primarily, not only am I going to be focusing on music production, but I'm also going to be focusing on anime and gaming. Now, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, why would I choose anime and gaming? That's such a nerdy thing. And you're absolutely correct. I think anime and gaming are very nerdy things. but that's what makes them so awesome and so beautiful. I think that when we draw inspiration from things, we got to kind of have to look at the creative side of things, and I feel like anime and gaming have definitely done that for me. A lot of the music that I make have a very keen sound, which is inspired from, video games and anime. And like I said before, I've really just loved watching anime, and I also love playing video games. Also, I love pop culture in general, so it's going to be really fun. We're going to be exploring a lot of different aspects of these things, and I'm going to really go all in on these topics. So this is my first episode here, so I know that this is kind of going to be a project, but I ask you guys to just bear with me and see how things go, because I know that it's very easy to go all over the place, but we're going to make this work. We're going to have a lot of fun with this, because, a lot of the music that I make, I'm going to be talking about and where I got the inspiration from, and we're going to also be talking about a lot of discussions in relation to, anime and gaming and pop culture. So that's going to be one aspect of this podcast. Now, another aspect of the attic is just the idea of having a conversation. So the attic is really about being in a place where you can just have a conversation without feeling like you're restricted. For most people, we always come from humble beginnings, and we like to use the basement as a reference. And I just figured, everybody always talks about how they come from the slumps, how they come from the basement, and they rise up to a position of power, a position of success. But I wanted to take a different approach. I wanted to be in a position where we're kind of already at the top, And it doesn't even have to be just the top, but we're at a place where we feel very at home. And where I'm recording this podcast right now is actually in the attic of my room. And a lot of great conversations have come from just sitting here in the attic, having conversations with friends that I've had over, family, and a bunch of other people. So I figured, let's have a place where we can just all have conversation about music, life, experiences, all of that in general. So this is where the attic came to be. And I'm really, really glad that I came up with this, because I think it's going to be really, really cool just to see the kind of conversations that we can have. They're going to be very loose. They're going to be very open. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things. And we're going to have a couple of guests later on in the season where we talk probably things like relationships, things how music and how that relates to our daily lives. Like, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I cannot wait to get started with all of the content that we're going to be providing for you in this podcast. So if you're listening to this right now, I hope you guys do find some sort of value. The reason why I'm doing all of these things is because I want to be able to connect with a lot of you on a different level. My producer name, I call myself Robertini De'Source, and I have another kind of name that I usually call myself, and it's actually part of my brand, which is iamdesource. I am the source because I am the source for creating the music for whoever needs it for their creative side, right? So I want people to understand that you can be whoever you want to be without any restrictions. And in order for me to be successful at this, I wanted to be able to have the ability to have conversation that everybody can relate to. I can't promise that every episode is going to be about something that you may or may not like. Clearly, we're going to be talking about things related to anime and gaming, which some people may know about anime and gaming and some people don't. Then there's other episodes where we're going to be talking about music production, some of the beats that I make, some of the techniques that I use, and some people are not going to understand that. But the beautiful thing is, no matter what, there's always going to be something for everybody. And I just hope that you guys get a sense of value from everything that we're going to be doing. So I really cannot wait to get things started. I keep saying that over and over again, but this is something I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's just an exciting time right now. So with that being said, I also wanted to kind of tell you guys a little bit more about what is going on right now. Although I'm a music producer, I'm doing a bunch of different things, and I'm actually currently still working, and my goal is to eventually do music production full-time, as well as create content for everybody. I don't know when that's going to happen, but things are definitely looking up, and I'm very excited to see where the future beholds. With this podcast, and with all the content that I'm creating, and with all the beats that I'm making, and all of the artists that I'm working with, I look forward to really being able to put out material that I'm very proud for. So that's something that's going to be a huge goal of mine. And so you're probably wondering, like, what job do I have? It's pretty simple. I'm an IT guy. I do technology. I do technical support right now. So it's really fun. I do technical sports for basically a school system. And I'm not going to get into too much detail on the specifics, but all you need to know is that I'm a tech person. So I can be pretty nerdy at times. Clearly, tech person, anime, games, music, I mean, they all correlate pretty well. So if that doesn't really spike the nerd in some of you, I'm not sure what will, but it just comes with the territory, I guess. So it's gonna be really fun. So now that I've kind of gave you guys a really basic introduction on who I am and what I do, I also wanted to kind of talk to you guys about what in the world does anime, music, and gaming, what do they have in common? I mean, yes, they're all nerdy things, but why specifically anime and gaming? Although I said that I like these things, there's obviously a little bit more than what meets the eye. First and foremost, one of the things that I really like about music is the fact that it's very free. It's very open, and in the sense that music is everywhere. You can apply music to any situation and it can create a mood. And what I noticed specifically is that anime and video games, they really also have a huge emphasis on music. And if you look in the online community, on YouTube, and just in the internet in general, you notice that there are a lot of music producers, artists who always pay homage to games, who pay homage to animes. You see a bunch of people who always talk about the music in certain shows that they like, some of the music in certain video games that they like. You see people always doing remakes of video game music that people really like. And in my mind, I'm like, wow, this is really cool. I just love the fact that even though, you know, anime is its own thing, gaming is its own thing, the fact that they have one common factor which people enjoy in general is amazing to me, and that one common thing is music. And that's what I'm really excited about, and that's honestly what I'm really going to be digging into in this podcast. As much as we're going to be talking about, you know, these different things in regards to anime and gaming and pop culture, I'm really going to be also focusing on kind of the music side as well. You know, we're going to be taking a look at, or even talking about, some of my favorite video games and why I like the music and what makes the music special. What I'm also going to do is I'll kind of even break down some things and see what elements of the music kind of moves me, and hopefully you guys can get some sort of value with that as well. So that's going to be real fun. I'm really excited to get all of this started. I've said that multiple times, but I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be able to speak to you guys about all of these things. So we're going to take just a quick break. Clearly, I have a beat that I want to show you guys, so I'm going to play this beat real quick. Hopefully you guys like the beat, and after you hear about a snippet, we'll get back into it, and then I'm going to talk to you guys kind of about some of the ventures that I'm working on, some of the content that you will be seeing in terms outside of this podcast, I should say. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot. So yeah, let's listen to this beat real quick.
This is from DESOURCE, of course.
guys, that beat was called Legends, which I actually produced for Logan Bros. The Logan Bros, they are artists based from Atlantic City and New Jersey, and I specifically work with them on a daily, weekly basis. We're basically like homies. We are homies, I should say. And we actually put a song together. So I'm actually going to put the link to that song as well in the bio of this podcast, so you guys can check the song version out. So I hope you guys like that beat. Once again, the beat was called Legends. It was produced by myself. Now, if you like the beat and you're interested to hear more, feel free to get in touch with me, of course. That's one important thing I want you guys to know. And you know, you're definitely going to be able to listen to more beats. Once again, I'm going to put all the information in the bio of this podcast, so you guys can kind of get an idea of where you can find this content. And at the end of the episode, I will regurgitate some of the links and some of the websites of where you can go to listen to more music and all of the above. So now let's get into what exactly I'm doing as we speak. Okay, so I've already talked about the fact that I'm really into the anime and gaming scene right now. So with that being said, I'm going to be doing a lot of different things. I'm going to be having some content where I'm basically relating music, anime, gaming, pop culture all together in one. So one of the things that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing anime reactions to anime music and actual anime shows. So long story short, from you anime fans out there, I'm sure most of you guys know there are a lot of people who actually do reactions to their favorite anime shows. So what they do is they go on YouTube, they watch an anime episode, and they're reacting to it live while they're watching the episode. It's very popular, and there's a lot of YouTubers who are doing this. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because this was actually a recommendation by a close family member of mine. You noticed the way I was reacting to some of the shows that I was already watching, and he was like, I should do reactions. And I thought to myself, you know what? Yeah, why not? Let's give this a shot. Now, the first anime that I'm going to be doing a reaction to is this anime called One Piece. It's probably the most popular, one of the most popular animes of all time. And I've been watching this show for a little while now. I'm not there yet, and I'm going to continue watching it, but instead I'm going to watch it and do live reactions so that you guys can see how I react. But more importantly, maybe you can see things from the mind of a music producer, because I will definitely be commenting on the music. For those of you guys who may not know, One Piece is an anime show that's been around for a very long time. Basically, the basic of the story is that there is a kid who has these human stretching abilities, who basically is a pirate, and he wants to become the king of the pirate, and he basically goes on this super long adventure to try to become the king of the pirates. That's like the very basic of the story and plot line. The story gets way more complicated than that, but I just figured I'd give you a basic breakdown. So that is something to look forward to. I'm going to be posting all of these on YouTube at some point, and I will be definitely making announcements. So be on the lookout for that. I'm very excited to put this out, and I hope you guys really like it. Additionally, I'm also going to be creating kind of a Patreon page to also put the reactions. The reason why is because for most of you who may or may not know, unfortunately, even though a lot of people do reactions on YouTube, the issue comes along with copywriting, and you usually can't put full videos. So I'm going to be putting shortened videos on YouTube, and I'm going to have a Patreon page where you guys will be able to see the full reactions. Now, in addition to the reactions and to the anime music, I'm also going to obviously get into the game music, but more importantly, I'm also going to be giving you guys an opportunity to connect with me so you guys can get access to either some of the beats that I'm currently working on and not finished yet, and also just early access to beats in general, special beat packages, and those are also going to be on the Patreon page. The Patreon page is specifically for those who want to be able to invest not only in content that's specific to specific niches like anime and gaming, but also for music production. I'm going to be doing beat tutorials, full beat tutorials, which I will post on Patreon, and I'll post snippets on YouTube. I'm going to be posting just kind of different pieces of music, and I'm going to be throwing out ideas. And those ideas, sometimes I want to hear from some of you. I want to know what's on your mind. What instruments should I use? What 808 should I use? What kind of beat should I be making? And these are all going to be on the Patreon page. So I'm going to be putting out videos, be putting out, beat tutorials. I'm going to be doing maybe even a live beat making session at some point, and it's going to be really fun. I can't wait also to get into that, and that's going to be specific for the people who link up onto the Patreon page, because I want people to really be able to experience that in a special manner. So that's all going to be in the works. It's a lot of work to get all of that done because the content has to be there. So I will definitely make an announcement once that Patreon will be up. The pricing will be very, very fair. I'm going to make it in a way where, once again, anybody could be able to enjoy the material. So that's going to be fun. So that's another thing I'm going to be doing. Now, for those who are on YouTube, I will definitely be posting full videos on YouTube too. I don't want you guys to think that I'm going to be denying YouTube. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be posting a lot of the beats that I already am selling. I'm going to be putting on YouTube. These are for those of you who want to lease or buy beats. You're going to be hearing some beats on YouTube. I'm going to be releasing music eventually for streaming as well, which will also be on YouTube. With that being said, I also have a website, which is called www.iamdesource.com. Now, this website is basically the cream of the crop. This is where all my content combined goes to. So whatever content you're looking for, this is the place where you're going to go to. www.iamdesource.com. That's www.iamdesource.com. I spelled that pretty fast, so I will make sure to spell it out for you guys somewhere below in the link or in the description so you guys know where to go to. www.iamdesource.com is my website where I'll be posting all of my beats. I will be posting links to the YouTube, the links to the Patreon. Eventually, I'm also going to be having a store, which I'm also currently working on as well. All of this stuff will eventually be put up, and I'm going to be making announcements. And I'm also going to be giving people an opportunity to get custom music made. So I'm going to be having a couple links on the site where, let's just say you're a YouTuber or a content creator, or even an artist. You're looking for a beat for your mixtape, or you're looking for a beat for your content. You guys will be able to submit to a form. It's going to go to one of my emails, and I personally will respond, and we will start to negotiate a deal where we can create a custom-made beat for your specific content needs. So that is going to be very, very, very cool. And once that's out, it's going to be very smooth, obviously, and there's going to be a lot of requests, and if there is, then we're going to have to make some changes. But this is all going to be a work in progress, and that's the beauty of all of this, is that nothing ever has to work 100%. It can work 70%. We'll make some tweaks and we'll keep it moving. But at the end of the day, I just want to ensure you guys that all of the content that I will be having is going to be for you, and I'm going to try to do my best to make it as personal as I can. So if there's any suggestions as well, on my website there's a contact me page. All you got to do is submit the form with your email, and you just give your thoughts on what I can do better, how I can improve the website, how I can improve the content, improve the Patreon, improve the YouTube, the Instagram page, whatever you guys are on your mind. If you like some of the beats, if you don't like some of the beats, or if you feel like you want me to make certain types of beats, whatever you need, just let me know. Of course, I won't be able to just adhere to every request, but I will definitely try to take your thoughts into consideration. With that being said, my final proposal here, it's not really a proposal, but I just wanted to give just a huge shout out to all the people out there who are trying to work on something for themselves, on anything that they like. One of the things that I notice in today's world, and I think it's very, very important for us to really understand this, is that technology has really taken over in a way where it's made a lot of people extremely, extremely insecure, including myself. I have a lot of trouble being on camera and even talking to you guys here today. But my goal is to eventually get to a point where I can talk to you guys in a podcast with no issues, you know? I want to be able to go on video, be able to go on social media without feeling insecure. And there's a lot of people who have a lot of talent. There's a lot of people who have so much going on for themselves, but yet they're too afraid to actually do the things that they love or do what they're supposed to do to achieve their dreams. Unfortunately, social media has been very impactful in the way of how people feel. We look at an Instagram picture, we look at all of the celebrities, the models, and all of the lore that comes with social media, and we just assume that our lives are miserable, that we can't achieve the things that some of the people perceive to have. And so me being a music producer, me expressing my love for anime, me expressing my love for gaming and pop culture, I wanted to show you guys that you can be whoever you want to be. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to like the things that you like. It's okay to like what you want to like. It's okay to do what you want to do. It's okay to make the music that you want to make. To be successful, to truly feel happy, you have to be able to be willing to do things that you really enjoy and not be afraid of judgment. And that's exactly what I'm doing. And that's what being Robertini De'Source is about. Hence why I'm called I Am DESOURCE. I am DESOURCE because I am who I am. And I hope that you can be who you want to be as well. So I hope you guys took in a lot from this episode. It was a lot of information for me to give out. And I'm sure, you know, as I go along, I'll get better with all this, because I ain't gonna lie, I have a tendency to rant on. So if I did rant on, I'm perfectly okay with that. It's okay. We're gonna learn together. We're gonna grow together. We're gonna make a lot of great music. I'm gonna be making a lot of music with a lot of artists, and it's going to be an amazing time. So I hope you guys really enjoyed today's first episode of this podcast. There will be plenty more episodes to come, and all episodes will be announced as the weeks go by. The plan is to basically come out with an episode every week as of right now, unless things get absolutely crazy. But for now, I'm going to sign out, and we will definitely talk later. Can't wait to talk to you guys. I can't wait to put out more content. And remember, you are who you are, and you can be who you want to be. So until the next episode, I'll talk to you soon, and have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful time, and we'll talk later. Peace out.
This is from the source, of course.